Hello, welcome to BlockLeap Academy. Today we are going to talk about cryptography for Bitcoin. What is cryptography for Bitcoin? Very important. Remember, cryptocurrency. In the term cryptocurrency, you've got the prefix crypto. And this is a very important topic. All right. So basically, when we talk about cryptography for cryptocurrencies, it's all about a pair of keys, basically. Let's start with this concept. In order to get your Bitcoin, to put your Bitcoin in a wallet somewhere, you need to generate an address, and this address is generated by a set of keys, a public-private key pair, okay? We explained that in the previous chapter. And this cryptography is going to be used in order to create addresses, to be able to create transactions, protect your funds, and then for miners, we will see later on, to be able to verify and secure the system. So everywhere in the system, you've got cryptography. Very quickly, cryptography is very old. Today is like a science, mathematics, very, very difficult, important, clever people doing that. But actually, when you are a kid, you might have used cryptography. I am old enough to remember that when you use like invisible ink, which is like lemon juice, and you write on a piece of paper with lemon juice some sentence, and in order to see the sentence, you need to burn a little bit the piece of paper. So this is for kids basic stuff, but since you've got the necessity of secret messages, you've got cryptography. What is this necessity about? Let's talk about war. Okay, war existed since the beginning of our civilization, even before. And each time you've got you have to send some generals or some troops somewhere, you need to communicate with these people, but you can't have the enemy knowing what you are going to do. So you try to encrypt. Okay. So for instance, in the modern time, you've got, I suppose you saw this movie, the Enigma machine, about this machine, encrypting machine from the Nazis. Okay. And this is very important to remember that it became after the Second World War, cryptography became like an industry, and it was very secretly controlled by governments, okay? Only in the 80s, 70s, 80s, these technologies started to be used by universities and people like you and me, all right? So, and then with the birth of computers, this cryptography reached a whole new level. All right. And thanks to that, we've got today Bitcoin. Right. So really, really in a nutshell, but you need to understand why cryptography is so important, is because with cryptography, you are going to create a signature. And signature means like when you do a transaction inside the Bitcoin ecosystem, this transaction must be encrypted, okay? Because again, if you encrypt it, nobody can change it, and nobody, it's not even the case here. It's not like everyone can see it, because in Bitcoin, it's transparent. So the point of cryptography here is to encrypt that no one can reverse this transaction, okay, or change the data inside it. Okay, so I always say to my student, inside the Bitcoin ecosystem, you've got a Enigma machine type of this Nazi Enigma machine, but the difference is that this machine, this Enigma machine in Bitcoin is way better. And in this slide, this Enigma machine is called a signature creator. Okay, so for instance, very quickly, how does it work? I sent you a Bitcoin, all right? So from my phone to your phone, from my wallet to your wallet, I sent you a Bitcoin. And what's going to happen inside the system? The algorithm, I always say that the algorithm is like an old man, okay? It's better, old man, like Gandalf's type, okay? So the algorithm is going to take your transaction, put it an ID, put it in this Enigma machine, is going to take your private key and is going to mix up with cryptography, is going to create one number, which is this one. You can see it, the signature one, all right? And this signature is what represent me sending to you one Bitcoin, but is now encrypted, meaning that in order to open this transaction and change and say, now instead of one Bitcoin to you, I'm a hacker, I'm going to put 2 Bitcoin. This is what this cryptography does. It makes impossible for hacker to change the data inside. So really easy to remember. You get the transaction ID and the private key, you put that in the Enigma machine, the Enigma machine does its magic, and you've got a signature. And this signature is what represents me sending you 1 Bitcoin, okay? So this is for today. So we are going to carry on with the next chapters about all of that, because basically the cryptography in Bitcoin and all the processes are based on this kind of operations. So I hope you enjoy. See you.